Tonight, rage across the United States calls for Donald Trump to be dethroned. The US president, meanwhile, marks his birthday with a show of military might and a warning to the world. Iran goes in for a terrifying round two, shattering buildings in the heart of Tel Aviv. The alarming number of men who aren't seeking mental health support, the message all blokes need to hear.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. It was a day of defiance against Donald Trump. Millions of Americans rallying across the country in a series of protests organisers hoped would be free of violence. But they weren't. And in the midst of all of that, violence on another scale. A Democratic politician gunned down in her own home. Police tonight still searching for the assassin.
Across the states, the people united against their president.
Trump must go now!
This was meant to be a day of peaceful protest, but it was quickly hijacked by violence in the streets of Salt Lake City.
Oh my God, that's a gun.
A shooter unleashes. One person left critically injured before police apprehended the suspect. Further arrests in Virginia and San Francisco after cars were deliberately driven into crowds. This movement, labelled No Kings, 2,000 protests in all 50 states calling for the protection of America's democracy.
Democracy is what we do.
These people want Donald Trump dethroned, accusing the president of overreaching the powers of his office and acting like a monarch rather than an elected politician.
When the revolution occurs and all these fascists, all the Trump supporters, they will be held accountable.
On its 8th straight day of protests, Los Angeles is still a powder keg.
Hey, let's go, leave the area! Leave the area! You got shields behind you, move!
Demonstrations descending into chaos, the public throwing projectiles, police more than prepared to use force. Officers charging on horseback and brandishing batons, pushing away the crowds. Every time those horses have moved in, you can see those crowds disperse. So this is what's happening. It is an effective way to get rid of the demonstrators here. Protesters doing what they can to protect themselves.
They shot me like little rats, though, on the side while I'm holding my shield up, but it's blocked every single shot that those people have got. I kicked the tear gas, it's blocked the paintballs.
But plenty of shots hit their mark.
They got me behind the ear, got me in the hip, the thigh, in the chest.
All right, you can see tear gas now being deployed on these protesters. Everybody has just been sent an emergency alert on their phones to clear the area, and that is exactly what the LAPD is attempting to do right now. But as you can see, a lot of these protesters, they're staying here in defiance. All risking arrest. By nightfall, they were locked out, the city under curfew. There were flare-ups in Philadelphia and clashes in Chicago. Police declared a riot in Portland after a march turned ugly. And here in Minnesota, thousands defied a warning from officials not to attend this rally. This is why.
My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination.
Police say the gunman posed as one of their own. It appears that he donned a mask and an officer's uniform before opening fire at their front door. Another Democratic Senator, John Hoffman, and his wife were also shot multiple times at their home, but survived. An enormous manhunt is now underway. The suspect, 57-year-old Vance Bolter. A hit list was allegedly found in his car with nearly 70 names on it. Authorities also finding flyers in the vehicle promoting the No Kings protests. Within hours, a warning in Texas. Lawmakers urged to avoid the evening rally at the state capitol due to credible threats to their life. This is Trump's America. And today, it was anarchy. In the United States, Reid Butler, NBN News.
From protests to a parade, celebrations on the streets of Washington, D.C. as President Trump watched over the country's biggest military display in decades. And it just so happened to be his birthday.
The world's mightiest military on the streets of Washington, D.C. America flexing its muscle in the nation's capital. A moment marking the 250th anniversary of the US Army on the birthday of its Commander-in-Chief. Donald Trump turned 79 today, and the President presided over a show. From a purpose-built viewing platform, Trump watched as close to 7,000 soldiers marched through the Capitol, a display of intense patriotism featuring millions of dollars in military hardware.
We're the hottest country in the world right now.
The US President has long eyed off a parade like this. During his first term in office, top officials shut down the idea. Today came the opportunity for a show in honour of the Army's anniversary, and it came with a hefty price tag, around $70 million.
Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time America did too.
This is the largest display of US military might in more than 30 years. Tonight, tanks rolling down Constitution Avenue here in Washington, D.C. It's a spectacle, sending a message.
America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you.
We have a perfect military, and that's all it shows. Trump's not trying to show anything that he's king.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
I'm hoping that it's more unitive than it is, tearing us apart.
We just need to come together, and this has just been a great celebration of the Army. And in turn, you can make it a celebration of the United States of America.
But those celebrations come at a tense time for America, a polarising moment in a country that's feeling increasingly divided. In Washington, D.C., Lauren Kempe, NBN News.
It's one of the state's fastest growing regions, but Maitland Council says the city's roads are buckling under pressure. It's now preparing to launch a petition demanding action from the state government.
Every day, 6 new people are calling Maitland home, but some say the region's road network is stuck in the slow lane.
We're going to continue to see this growth continue over the next 10, 15 years, and at this stage we just simply haven't got the road funding there to be able to deal with that growth.
Maitland Council says it's also under pressure to approve land for more housing. Suburbs like Thornton, Rutherford and Lochinvar are expanding rapidly, but Council says the roads connecting them are already stretched to capacity. Councillor Mitchell Griffin now calling on fellow councillors to back a notice of motion to launch a petition at next Tuesday's council meeting.
To really put this issue out head to head there with the politicians and say, this needs to be done, this needs to be undertaken.
If adopted, the petition would demand urgent state funding. It comes following major flooding last month. Roads were inundated and residents were cut off for several days. Locals also faced hour-long delays getting to work.
We know during a flood it does cause delays, but at the same time there have been items that we've called for in the past, such as bypass roads and so forth, which to date we haven't had any response on, which really would have helped in those situations.
Maitland Council says it's also working with Cessnock Council to create an alternative route into Gillieston Heights after Testes Hollow flooded, despite its recent multi-million-dollar upgrade. State Regional Roads and Transport Minister Jenny Aitchison told NBN News Transport for New South Wales is working closely with council and local developers to bring forward the alternative route, which would have a 1 in 100-year flood immunity, also stating there are no plans to revisit or redesign the completed upgrade at Testes Hollow. With a master plan for thousands of homes to be built on and around the old Curry smelter site, a new road joining it to Gillieston Heights will provide in and out access during flood events. Bianca Wert, NBN News.
The South Newcastle Beach Skate Park will be closed for 2 weeks from tomorrow as repairs are undertaken on cracked concrete. It's the second time damages have been reported at the site, with 50 cracks and chips detected during the park's $20 million redevelopment last August. Newcastle Council says the cracks will be addressed in the next 2 weeks in time for the July school holidays. More than 400,000 Australians are currently living with dementia, most of them in the form of Alzheimer's disease. A new therapy has now been approved in Australia, but there's multiple barriers delaying its rollout.
Deep within the labs of the Hunter Medical Research Institute, neuroscience researcher Professor Michael Breakspear recalls the phrase, "You die from cancer, but you live with dementia."
Healthy lifestyles, but there haven't been any targeted treatments to reverse the underlying causes of Alzheimer's disease.
But now a new treatment can do just that, harnessing the power of immunotherapy.
We've seen immunotherapies really revolutionise outcomes from common cancers like melanoma.
Donanemab targets the build-up of amyloid protein in the brain, which forms plaques that can lead to the disease. It's capable of slowing cognitive decline by up to 30% for early-stage Alzheimer's patients.
If you had the therapy for 2 years, you got about 6 months of extra cognitive function.
Already administered overseas, 2 weeks ago the Therapeutic Goods Administration approved its use in Australia. But multiple hurdles have pumped the brakes on its rollout, including the rigorous testing required to confirm patients' eligibility.
There will be some blood tests to test for the amyloid and also some genetic testing.
And the absence of a specialist clinic to deliver the therapy. For the Hunter, that could be 3 years away.
But this is really going to require state, federal government come on board and share the ambition that we have.
And price remains a barrier, experts pushing for its addition to the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme to subsidise its hefty price tag, which starts at $40,000.
We want to make the therapies available and affordable to people living in the Hunter, and so we are looking at teams of clinicians and psychologists, dementia carers to come together.
Gabriella Warner, NBN News.
And looking at the weather for the Hunter, mostly clear today with morning frost and light winds, a range of 9 to 18 in Newcastle, 5 to 18 at Maitland and 1 to 17 today at Merriwa. You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, 2/3 of men not accessing the mental health support they need. The message every bloke needs to hear.
A great night's sleep, night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper.
What are you risking online? Don't leave yourself exposed. Always set up multi-factor authentication. Learn simple steps to protect yourself at actnowstaysecure.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
You combed through every last piece of evidence. You made the final impossible connection. And all the while, you were soaking in the bath. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Hi.
Hi.
Family holiday?
Yeah, we're really looking forward to spending time together.
Oh, have you been before?
No, at all.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky. It's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy. Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Book now at Ticketek.
Multi-award-winning menswear store Rundle Tailoring is on sale now. Save up to 50% off suits, sport coats and chinos, dinner suits, shirts and more. Dress up for all occasions. Rundle Tailoring on sale now.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
It's hard to juggle 3 things at once. That's why at Origin we offer gas, internet and electricity bundles, making it easier to manage and saving you some hard-earned cash too. That's all kinds of useful.
Tensions continue to escalate in the Middle East, with Israel subject to missile fire from Iran. 4 people, including 2 children, have been killed in a strike on Bat Yam. The Israeli port city Haifa was targeted as well, while a further 4 people were killed in a direct missile hit on Tamra. Israel has since retaliated, bombing fuel depots in Tehran. 32-year-old Zivran Radmanovic has been identified as the Australian killed in a Bali shooting, while 34-year-old Suna Ghanem, who shares a child with the eldest daughter of gangland widow Roberta Williams, was critically injured. Both are from Melbourne, and Indonesian police are now looking for 2 Australian gunmen before they flee the country. As this year's Men's Health Week draws to a close, organisations across the country are urging blokes to reach out for help when they need it. Alex Ranieri is one who found himself at a low point. Now he's the head of a health movement in the Hunter.
Alex Ranieri was at the top of his game.
Went from essentially nothing to local footy to first grade squads in 18 months.
But the former NRL player and business owner suddenly found himself at breaking point.
In 2011, playing over there in Lebanon for a World Cup qualifier, it's when I did my shoulder and my career was gone. Lost my contract with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And that was it, mate. I ended up having 9 operations over 6 years and my career was completely destroyed.
Feeling like he lost a part of himself, Alex's mental health started to suffer.
Being an elite athlete was my identity. So as a man moving through life, I thought that's who I needed to be. It led to a breakdown in my marriage, most critically when I became a father for the first time.
At his lowest point, he found reaching out for help a challenge. And he's not alone. According to Beyond Blue, 2/3 of Australian men facing mental health issues aren't accessing support.
Our rates of mental health conditions for men are not coming down. I think there's a lot of factors that are driving that increase, where we're seeing a lot of concerns around financial distress, loneliness, job loss, relationship breakdowns. So, what we're really seeing is a need to intervene much sooner.
Alex was inspired to start his own initiative in Newcastle to help boost men's physical and mental health, called High Performance Father.
Inside of this ecosystem, we help them understand that they need to be 100 to give 100. So if they're operating at 30%, but they're giving 100% at 30, their family's only ever getting 30%.
He says the coaching program has now reached 10,000 blokes across the country.
Just from that physical change, that flows through to the mental side as well. We were at the beach the other day with the kids. My eldest, Amelia, she's 11 years old, and you throw your kids up in the air, and she yelled out quite loud in front of everyone, "Oh my gosh, Daddy, you're getting so strong."
I've had one of my boys come to me and say, one day I want to be a high-performance father.
We get letters and emails and calls from the wives saying, "Thank you so much, I've got my husband back." It's pretty special, man.
The overall message this Men's Health Week: check in on yourself and your mates.
The Beyond Blue support service is available for any man 24/7 right around the country. It's free, it's accessible. You can chat to one of our counsellors. Just really share what's going on for you.
Gavin Morris, NBN News.
And if you or someone you know is struggling to cope, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Coming up next, the terrifying moment fire rips through a Dubai skyscraper. Plus, why your local postbox could soon start talking to you.
The Amart End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save 20 to 60% off all lounges, sofas and recliners, like the Remus electric recliner range. Save up to $2,000. Or the Sasha range, now up to $1,500 off. Hurry into Amart.
When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac. Layers and layers of scam and fraud defence.
Carmen, how's our gorgeous granola coming along?
I love it so much.
Carmen's low sugar granola. Gorgeously real ingredients. Gorgeously good for you. That's the Carmen's kind of care.
This is Australia.
Made by Australia.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui, huh?
Yeah, you should shop around if you're not happy with your car insurance. Or your barber.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
We're told bladder leaks mean a sign of decline. Something to fear. But they mean shame. A weakness. Really? It's time to rethink bladder leaks. Tenner.
This makes it simple to manage my super.
I wonder if getting a cheap flight could be that simple.
Rest. Super simple.
Time waits for no one. Unless it has a cork in it.
Discover the jewels of Europe in ultra luxury with Scenic in 2026. 15 days Amsterdam to Budapest from $5,595 per person, saving up to $3,100 per person. Book with your local Scenic experts. Hello World Travel.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Huge deals on King Coil by AH Beard. Cairo Reserve Queen mattress just $14.99. Or the amazing Cairo Estate mattress only $18.99. Plus bonus standard local delivery on selected purchases. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now.
Go! A huge fire tore through a skyscraper in Dubai. Almost 4,000 people forced to flee the 67-storey building. Emergency crews battled the inferno for more than 6 hours. No casualties have been reported. The country's first ever talking post boxes are being rolled out in Canberra, Sydney and regional Victoria to combat loneliness. The installation delivers positive messages to Australians, encouraging them to pick up a pen and connect with others.
Make a connection and make a difference. You can make a difference with a connection.
It's part of a campaign between Australia Post and Beyond Blue, delivering 5 million prepaid connection postcards over June. Adam Murray joins us now with sport, and Souths were energised by that storm delay, Adam.
Good evening, Jane, but the Bulldogs' first half blitz proved the difference. Meanwhile, the Knights fall out next.
A great night's sleep, night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper.
Honda end of financial year event is now on. Get a finance offer from 3.99% per annum comparison rate across the entire range. Applies to a 36-month term with minimum 10% deposit required. Hurry, end June 30.
That's all the balloons we have.
Lucky 8, sir.
Someone's in for a surprise.
Chief, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Well, your party plans may be up in the air, but at least your insurance is sorted.
It's good you're with Budget Direct.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
The end of financial year is always the start of something special at Toyota. It might be the start of a relationship that lasts decades. Or a day you'll remember for the rest of your life. Perhaps you'll discover it's the start of something new. Or a future you feel confident about. The day you get your new Toyota is the start of a feeling that never leaves you. And that feeling starts right here at your local Toyota dealership. Toyota.
Tank World's up to 50% off end of financial year sale. Save up to 50% off tanks and Tank World pumps. Australia's favourite 23 650 litre tank starting for just $24.95. Ends tomorrow. 100% Australian owned. 1-800 68 69 70.
When it comes to marketing your business, television is the ultimate influencer because with TV advertising, it's all about the big picture. 100% of the screen, 100% focused on your business. And with 9NBN, you can reach more people more often, and that means more customers. We'll work direct with you to create a professionally produced commercial and effective advertising campaign to target the right audience for bigger impact. Get results. Contact us at 9nbn.com.au.
Block drains? Don't stress. Fluid Plumbing will dispatch a plumber to you the same day when you call before midday. With our high-pressure blaster and remote camera, we'll clear your block drain for just $99. Block drains cleared fast.
Give us a call today.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Amazing value. Mercury 3-seater plus 2-seater fabric lounge suite with powered recliners, just $1994. Hot deal. Fraser 6-piece outdoor lounge and dining setting, only $2397. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now.
Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Book now at Ticketek.
A late Roosters try marred with controversy cruelled the Knights of a win at home last night. A disappointed coach Adam O'Brien deciding against speaking out post-match.
We're going to show real self-control this week. I don't know. What do you think?
Obviously everyone's seen it, but I know when I'm going for a try, I try to grab the ball and no one attempts to ground it with their forearm, and yeah, I've never seen someone control a ball with their forearm before.
I feel like he grounded it with his forearm. I didn't see separation. What I saw, it was a try, so I'll take it.
How about fighting back to record a 12-8 win?
I don't think it'll be replayed in 20 years' time.
Saying goodbye to his teammates before reuniting with Newcastle.
I don't know if it's for me, but yeah, it's pretty clear that he's going to be up here from Monday.
Didn't want him to go in the first place.
Young could line up for the Roosters next week against the Dolphins in Perth. Adam O'Brien suggesting Bradman Best, Tyson Frizzell and potentially Jacob Saifidi could also return from injury. After the break, our 40-strong swimming team set to take on the world.
The Snooze End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, up to 40% off selected bed frames, and up to 30% off bedding, linen and rugs. Hurry, sale ends soon.
What a little snooze can do.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. Huh? Yeah, you should shop around if you're not happy with your car insurance. Or your barber.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
Ever seen a miracle?
Not yet.
Well, there's still time. Let's see what you got. Impressive. I'm fearless.
3 laps is a lifetime.
Anything else, Professor?
Drive fast.
F1 the movie in cinemas June 26.
Red meat processing is part of our town's story. By employing hundreds of locals, red meat processors are supporting our farmers, truckies, butchers and the community now and into the future. There's more to meat than meets the eye.
The new Hurricane Ram 1500 delivers the unexpected in pickup trucks. Unexpected luxury and unexpected power. The new Hurricane-powered Ram 1500 is unrivaled. Ram.
Life's always changing. Now your extras can too with HCF's Choose My Extras product. You get to choose 4 extras and swap your unused extras as you need. That's big.
That's huge.
I know. It's good value.
Tank World's up to 50% off end of financial year sale. Save up to 50% off tanks and Tank World pumps. Australia's favourite 23 650-litre tanks starting for just $24.95. Ends tomorrow. 100% Australian owned. 1-800 68 69 70.
Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Book now at Ticketek.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Save $1,300 on Samsung 65-inch AI OLED Smart TV. Save $150 on Fisher & Paykel 8-kilo front-load washer. Buy a Dyson Wash G1 and get a bonus Dyson V8 stick vacuum. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now.
This is what pre-flight mornings look like around here. Doing the coffee run, not the M1. Finding yourself the perfect park. So go on, take your pick from over 250 flights a week from Newcastle Airport. Ah, that's the Newey way.
The snooze end of financial year sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, up to 40% off selected bed frames, and up to 30% off bedding, linen and rugs. Hurry, sale ends soon.
What a little snooze can do.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Half-yearly clearance on now. Best brands, best range, best prices. Guaranteed.
Lani Pallister finished the Australian swimming trials by smashing the 1500 freestyle national record by almost 7 seconds. Meg Harris won the 50 freestyle, Molly O'Callaghan missing out on qualifying. 40 Aussie swimmers booking their tickets to the World Championships next month. The Knights NRLW side had their first pre-season hit out this afternoon, hosting the Raiders at Cessnock. Coach Ben Jeffries fielded a full-strength side. Jessie Southwell, Yasmin Clydesdale and Olivia Higgins returning fit and healthy from Origin duty. Southwell set up Jules Kirkpatrick to score the opening try. The Singleton junior stating her case for an NRLW debut this year. Boteal Vetty Welsh donned her new colours, but a mistake from the fullback led to the Raiders' first points. Newcastle won the match 20 points to 12 and will kick off its season against the Bulldogs on July 4. Curry's winning streak on the road in Newcastle Rugby League this year was snapped this afternoon. West Defence holding firm at home, defeating the Bulldogs 26-0, Aidan Storey bagging a double. They're two clubs with a long, proud history, and despite it being over a decade since both battled it out in a grand final, no love has been lost. Curry played mind games before kick-off, making West stand and wait for almost 2 minutes before running out of the sheds. It only spurred on the home side, Sam Clune putting Corey Dennis over untouched. Priding themselves on defence this season, West made it hard for the visitors to hit back. Marching back downfield, marquee recruit Kevin Nguama forced a mistake and off the scrum left the Bulldogs clutching at his jersey. 8-0 down, Curry kept searching for first half points, but errors riddled their opening 40. The Bulldogs scrambled to keep the Rosellas at bay after the break, but they could only do it for so long. Will Smith bursting through with Aidan Storey in support. Smith's running game was on song, stepping at the line to score a try of his own. The Dogs quickly started running out of puff, allowing Nguama to line up Harker Oval, with Storey following through to score his second of the afternoon, sealing his side's 5th win of the season.
We've been our worst enemies the last couple of games, so it's a big work on for us as the season progresses, but just happy to get the 2 points after a disappointing loss last week.
And off the back of qualifying for the Australia Cup's round of 32, Western snatched victory last night against Maitland in their round 15 NPL clash. Handed a free kick in stoppage time, Burke Farley stepped up and nailed the opportunity to seal a 2-1 win. This afternoon, Olympic squandered a win against Valentine. Adam Pearce giving away a free kick to allow the Phoenix to level things up at 2-2 and share the points. And a short time ago, Broadmeadow scored late to draw 1-1. With Charlestown. And that is our look at sport.
Nice one. Thank you, Adam. Stay with us. What's happening weather-wise this week? Lauren Kempe has all of the local details next.
Tonight on 9, a night of mystery on an all-new LEGO Masters. Then, 60 Minutes.
The snooze end of financial year sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, up to 40% off selected bed frames, and up to 30% off bedding, linen and rugs. Hurry, sale ends soon.
What a little snooze can do.
You know what? I've got something I want to tell you. You're gonna be a grandma.
Sometimes the moments that never happen matter the most. Meet the new Volvo EX90, designed to be the safest Volvo car ever made. Volvo.
With Samsung Vision AI, your old memories
Mum, it was so good.
feel like new.
It's end of financial year laundry sale at Home Hardware. Get this Hills 2-tier A-frame era for a low $49, or this Drive 8 kilo laundry powder for only $44. Home Hardware. It all starts at home.
The first ever Kia K4
Don't be afraid, no, I don't.
with ultra wide screen.
Just show you.
Now a party up front and business in the back. Kia's biggest small sedan, the Kia K4.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Montgomery Homes have been building houses in New South Wales for over 35 years. And that's how you know you can always rely on and feel at home with Montgomery Homes.
The once-a-year Stocktake clearance sale is on now. Don't miss out. Hundreds of spas must go. Save thousands store-wide at iOS Spas. Over 41 years of experience. Your spa specialists.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
It's been winter magic this weekend. Sunshine, only light winds, such a nice change, and we can look forward to more beautiful days again this week. Thankfully, we did manage to avoid this afternoon's storm activity in the southeast. In the last 24 hours, only light rain was recorded in WA southwest, and some decent little totals were a welcome sight around Adelaide, but hardly a drop fell throughout the northern half of the country. We got a pretty clear satellite image at the moment. High-level cloud over the interior isn't rain-bearing, but this system just south of the country certainly is. Another fresh dump of snow is on the cards for the Alps tomorrow night, continuing what's been a cracking start to the Australian ski season. Lower elevations around Victoria and Tasmania can expect strong winds and moderate rain in line with this low and cold front, but it is centred well south of the mainland, as you can see. So high pressure will lead to a stretch of mostly fine and sunny days for us in northern New South Wales over the course of the working week. The cool temperatures won't go anywhere though. Take a look at the start for Brisbane tomorrow, just 9 degrees, adding to one of the city's coolest June stretches on record. Sydney will shiver through another cool morning as well before topping out at 17 degrees, but the sunshine will certainly help, and Canberra will dip below zero before eventually warming up to around 10 degrees or so. The Hunter had near perfect conditions today, reaching tops of 18 degrees in Cessnock, 18 at Nobbies as well, and 19 the top at Tocal. Sunny again tomorrow, a few clouds about inland and hardly a breath of wind thanks to that block of high pressure. Sunshine and single-digit starts all the way along our coast before eventually thawing out to the high teens tomorrow, freezing further west before below zero at the tops, and foggy starts will also be the theme throughout the Upper Hunter this week. Taking a look at coastal conditions, we have 1 metre seas with a similar sized swell, an early low tide around 6 a.m, the high around midday before the low returns at around 5:30. Sun to rise for 6:53 and setting at 4:54. Lots of yellow in Newcastle 7-day forecast with a top of 18 degrees tomorrow. A very consistent stretch of days in the high teens, and it is set to remain very chilly overnight right through to next weekend as well. Those in Scone will feel the chill even more at the start of the day, but the region is in for similar tops to the coast come early afternoon. And the run of fine conditions extends all the way south to the Central Coast this week. Only a few clouds about and relatively light winds for most of the working week. Enjoy it while it lasts. And checking out the surf, only a few small little breaks for board riders to make the most of in Newcastle today, but still very decent. Much of the same on offer tomorrow, with the swell remaining fairly low right across our region for the next few days. We're looking at around 1 metre seas with a 1 metre swell for the next couple of days, but plenty of sunshine. Jane.
Thank you, Lauren. And that is the NBN News for this Sunday. From all the news team here, thanks for your company. Good night.